Hi class, this is our final project on immigration, social welfare, and policy reform by Lisa, Gabrielle, and myself, Sierra. People from all over the world come to America for what they hope to be a better life. Many coming from underdeveloped countries that don't have access to an excelled education and lack many resources. Migrating to America has been long thought to be a dream, to come to the one place in the world that is known for its freedom of opportunity. America is known to be the land of the free and the home of the brave, a statement quoted by Francis Scott Key. What happens when many young immigrants come to America and do not become citizens immediately? Many were stricken with fear of being deported back to their country of birth, or fear of incriminating themselves and their families whom have all come for the shared dream of living a better life, to access employment and access education. In 2012, under President Barack Obama's administration, a new policy was created to protect immigrant children in America. DACA, which stands for Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, a policy that protected many of these eligible youth from being deported. It also gave them authorization to work in America, obtain a Social Security ID, become eligible for health insurance, and access education. Now, living almost a decade later with fear stemming from the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, these group of people were coined the name Dreamers, named after a policy that the Senate tried to enact but failed to pass. The developmental relief and education for alien minors are amongst the group of people who fall under DACA policy. Protecting immigrants in America is vital to the economy and wealth of the people, who make up a great percentage of the population and the workforce. Now, who is eligible for DACA? As of June 2012, non-U.S. citizens under the age of 31, those that have lived in the U.S. since June 15, 2007, and have come to America before they reach 16 years of age. They must have obtained a high school degree as well. Here I have attached the percentage of immigrants in America in some of the biggest cities or most populated cities. As you can see that immigrants and refugees make up a great proportion of some of the largest cities and most populated cities, which sums up a greater percentage of the workforce. This shows how vital immigrants are to the economy and the wealth of America. It is important that we protect these people. How has DACA held up almost a decade later under the new administration run by President Trump? DACA and its recipients were and may still be in jeopardy of losing this protection. In June of 2020, the Senate fortunately sided with DACA in President Trump's attempt to overrule and undo the policy. This was one failed attempt, but it may still be in jeopardy if the current president continues to fight it. The previous slide showed the vast importance that immigrants are to the country. And in one article by Ackerman, he made a statement that says, the Center for American Progress estimates that if DACA is allowed to expire, the United States will stand to lose $460 billion in GDP, losses that would be felt most immediately in immigrant-dense cities such as New York. Another statement was showing the importance of immigrants in America. Revoking the program will greatly impact immigrant populations that consist of Caribbean, Asian, South American, and Hispanic people. The uncertainty of whether the program will remain intact leaves recipients living in fear every day. Now, as social workers, we must be aware of this population of people who live in fear and may lack government protection. We must ensure they have access to resources that they can be connected to and provide the best assistance and direction to understand and be aware of the rights that they have and the rights that they can obtain. There are still millions of people that come to America just to be in what they dream of, to be the land of freedom and opportunity.
Who funds DACA? Research shows that the cost of settling DACA applications have been subsidized by other immigration benefits to the tune of $316.5 million over the last 3 years. This grant was needed because the Obama administration did not impose an application fee for the DACA status. Most of the immigration benefit applicants end up paying for the application for the position they are seeking with additional fees of fingerprints and work permits. The application process. The DACA applicants only had to pay for work permits and fingerprints, which leaves the visa applicants and legal immigrants to pick up the cost of adjudicating their eligibility for DACA. Part of the application process involves documentation proving that they meet the program's requirements. The DHS told the Congress that all young adult recipients must pay in full $495 fee, $410 of which goes to employment authorization application, while $85 covers biometric services. DACA recipients made a large contribution to our society. There are about 75,000 recipients in the food service industry, 13,300 in the waste management service industry. There are about 14,500 in the manufacturing sector. There are about 32,800 recipients in the retail trade. There are about 21,000 recipients operating transportation, and there are about 43,000 recipient healthcare workers. Race, ethnicity, religion, and gender. Who can join? DACA recipients come from all over the world. The 5 most popular countries are Mexico, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and South Korea. The program accepts all races, ethnicities, and religions as long as the recipient is approved of all requirements. Both genders are able to apply for the program as long as they are age 15 with a high school diploma, as well as a good moral character and background check. Trump trying to end DACA and the impact it will have. DACA recipients are currently living in limbo now that Trump administration is trying to put an end to DACA. The DACA program has changed hundreds of thousands of lives for the better, and losing this program will have a profound effect on the program's nearly 704,000 current recipients. Recipients will lose access to their driver's licenses in many states, and higher education as well as occupational licenses will be further limited. The states need to act now. In my opinion, the states must try and act now to protect DACA recipients. States should start issuing driver's licenses to all individuals regardless of immigration status. They should also be making higher education more affordable through in-state tuition and state-funded financial aid regardless of immigration status. Additionally, all states should guarantee that all individuals are able to get licensed in their chosen profession or occupational fields.
The DACA is intended to help young, undocumented immigrants, namely the dreamers that have entered the U.S. with the intention of working or making a better life for themselves and their family. The DACA does not give aid to immigrants. It prevents deportation, allowing them to work or go to school. It does not give U.S. citizenship or permanent residence. The program does not serve criminals or people who have a felony or have been deemed a threat to society. Keeping criminals out of the country prevents acts of terror and criminal behavior. Age plays a key role in the program. It is meant to serve immigrants below the age of 16 at the time of applying. Immigrants can continue to renew their application to the program. Immigrants in the DACA program are more financially independent, are receiving higher wages and annual earnings, and are pursuing educational opportunities. Since 2017, the government is no longer accepting new applications to the program, but they have managed to keep the program open for children to renew until the Supreme Court gives a final ruling. How does the attempts to end DACA affect social workers? Since no new applications are being accepted, social workers in the immigration field must find other ways to help immigrants and their children. They can encourage people on the program to renew. However, without this program, young immigrants are threatened with deportation.
what we as social workers should do. Although the U.S. Supreme Court has blocked the administration plans to dismantle the DACA program, the issue is far from settled. The court decided that the way Trump came about trying to terminate the DACA program was illegal, but all justices agree that the president does have the authority to still cancel the program if done properly. As social workers, it is our duty to continue fighting for justice for DACA recipients. We need to be advocates for immigrants who are trying to build a better life here in the United States. Ending DACA would be cruel and economically wrong for Americans, so we need to do everything in our power to fight for its survival.
At the end of our presentation, we have attached a video that shows the consequences of undoing DACA in America. Millions of immigrants and refugees that currently live in America that are currently in the protection of DACA policy will suffer if judgment does go against DACA. There's many children, young children and families that are currently living in fear of being deported back and are being treated as criminals for just coming to America for a better opportunity to live.